Well, hello there, welcome back my fellow pixelators. What's going on? It's about Lucky HD here, and today we're continuing the Naruto vs Sasuke, and today we're going to be doing part 10. Well, without further ado, let's get straight into today's tutorial. No need to waste time. So we are going to be using black concrete once again and gold block. Those will be the only blocks we'll be needing for today. So without further ado, we're going to be flying over to the point of interest where we're going to be going off. So as you can see, this big line going up here on the arm, which that area is complete there. We want to be flying to the right of it, of this one sticking up here. So not the one sticking to the left, the one sticking up on the right hand side of this big line here. So I'm going to fly in and I'm going to place a gold block, and I'm going to zoom out so you can see where we're going to be going off. We are going to be going off that area right there, as you can see. So we're going to fly in. Once we're flying in here as well, if you could go and hit that like button and subscribe as well, that'd be much appreciated if you haven't done it already. And without further ado, continuing on with the tutorial. And we are going to do 5 upright diagonals once we've flown to this one sticking up here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, once we've done this 5th upright diagonal, we're going to take out our gold block. And with our gold block, we're going to place 3 on top of this black concrete here. So, 1, 2, and 3. Once you've done that, take out your black concrete, and we're going to place 7 on top of here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And once we place 7 black concrete on top, we're going to take out our gold block again, and we're going to place 3 gold blocks going towards the left here. So, 1, 2, and 3. Once we've done this, take out our black concrete, and we're going to place 2 to the left of the gold blocks. So 1 and 2. Then take out our gold block again, and from these 2 right here, we're going to fly to the right one. So the first black concrete we placed, which is connected to the gold blocks here, we want to be hovering over this right one here, and we're going to place 2 gold blocks going up from here. So 1 and 2. There we go. We should be looking like that right there. Once we have done that, take out our black concrete. We're going to place 1 black concrete on top, just like so. We're then going to place 2 going to the left. So 1 and 2. Once we've done this 3 here, take out our gold block, and from the very end one on the left here, so this last one we place, we're going to place 2 gold blocks going up from here. So 1 and 2. So we should be looking like that right there. And take out our black concrete, and we're going to place 1 black concrete on top of here. We're then going to place 1 to the right, and flying to the left by 1, so back to this line here, and take out our gold block, and place 2 gold blocks going up from here. So 1 and 2. There we go, should be looking like that. Once you've done that, take out the black concrete again, place 1 on top of the gold block, and place 2 to the right. So 1 and 2. Then place 1 gold block on top of the end one here, just like so. Now with our black concrete, do an up left diagonal. And from this up left diagonal, place 1 to the left. And there we go, we're going to fully zoom out so you can see what it should look like. We should be looking like that, right there so far. Once we have done this, we are going to destroy those gold blocks, because we won't be needing those. Destroy all these here. And then there's the last 3. And there we go, we're going to zoom out so you can just see everything in a full view. So there we go. Once you have done that, we're going to fly back to the 5 upright diagonals that we did. So we want to fly back up to this very end one right here. And once we have flown back to these 5 upright diagonals, we're going to do another 7 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, and 7. And from the 7th one, we're just going to place 1 to the right, just like so. And then we're going to do 5 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And from this 5th one, we're going to place 1 to the right. We're then going to fly to the left by 1, so back to the very 5th upright diagonal. And we're going to take out our gold block, and we're going to place 1 on top of here, just like so. So we should be looking like that. Take out the black concrete, and then we're going to place 6 black concrete on top of the gold block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then there we go, we're doing that little area there. So we can destroy that 1 gold block, and we should be looking like that right there. Once we have done that though, fly back to the one sticking out to the right of the end of this 2 here. So back to here. Right, and once we have flown back to here, we're going to do 3 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. From this third one, we're going to place 1 to the right, just like so. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 upright diagonals from here again. So 1, 2, and 3. And from this third one, we're going to place 1 to the right. We're then going to fly to the left by 1. So back to the third upright diagonal basically. Once we're back to here, take out the gold block. And we're going to do an up left diagonal from here. And from this up left diagonal, we're going to place 1 on top. And then we're going to take out our black concrete. We're then going to do a up left diagonal from here with our black concrete, just like so. Once we have done that, place 1 to the left, then flying to the right by 1, so back to here, and then place the 1 on top. And there we go. I'll zoom out quickly, so we should be looking like that there. Then fly back up to the top of the black concrete here, so this one's sticking up here. Take out our gold block, and we're going to place 1 on top. Then take out our black concrete, and place 1 on top. And place 1 to the left, then flying to the right by 1, and place the 1 on top again, just like so. Once we have done this here, take out our gold block, place 1 on top of the black concrete again, just like so. And then take out our black concrete and place 1 on top again. And we're then going to place 1 to the right, then flying to the left by 1, so back to here. Take out our gold block and place 1 on top of here, just like so. And take out the black concrete, place 1 on top, and then we're going to place 2 going to the left. So 1 and 2. And there we go. I'm going to zoom out quickly, and we should be done with that area right there. So as you can see, it's like a bend trip there, end of a bend trip there, like an L backwards basically. Then like a 2 with the 1 sticking to the right here, and 1 on top and 2 to the left, just like so. Once we have done that though, we are going to destroy those gold blocks because we won't be needing those. And there we go, that's the final result right there. Once we have done that final result, we are going to be continuing back on this line, so fly back up to the end of this 2 over here. And once we've flown back to this one sticking out to the right here of this 2, we are going to do 2 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, and from the second one, place 1 to the right. We're then going to take our gold block, and from this one that we just placed to the right, we're going to place 2 going on top. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to take out our black concrete, and then we're going to place 9 on top of these 2 gold blocks from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And there we go, we're done with that little area. So we can zoom out, destroy those gold blocks, and then we're going to continue back onto this 2 on this line here. So fly back to the right of this 2. Once we have flown back to the right of this 2 here, we're actually going to repeat this 2 here 2 more times in a upright diagonal direction. So do an upright diagonal, place 1 to the right, that's 1. Do another upright diagonal, place another 1 to the right, and that's 2. That should be 3 of those 2s in total in a upright diagonal direction. So 1, 2, and 3. And once we've got 3 of them, fly back towards the end, so back to here. We're then going to do another upright diagonal from here. As from this upright diagonal, we're going to place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. We're then going to do 2 upright diagonals from here, so 1 and 2. And from the second one, place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. We're then going to do another upright diagonal from here. From this upright diagonal, place 1 to the right, then do another upright diagonal. And from this upright diagonal, place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. Then do another upright diagonal, and place another 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. Then do another upright diagonal. And from this upright diagonal, we're going to place 5 to the right this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 underneath, and fly up by 1, so back to this right corner here, and do 2 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. Oh, whoops. There we go. Right. And from the second upright diagonal, place 1 on top just like so. So I'm going to zoom out quickly. We'll be coming back to that one underneath in a second, but we're going to go to this top one first, so we can cap off the area over to here. So, fly back to the end of this 2, and once we're on top of this 2 here, we're going to do it 2 upright diagonals from here. So, 1 and 2. From the second upright diagonal, place 1 on top, just like so. Then do 3 upright diagonals from here, so 1, 2, and 3. And then from this third upright diagonal, we're going to place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. We're then going to place 1 on top. We're then going to place 1 to the right. We're then going to place 1 on top. Then fly down by 1, so back to here. And we're going to place 3 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, and 3. The area should be looking like that right there basically as well. Once we have done that though, fly back to the end of this 3. That we just placed to the right. So once we have flown back to the end of this 3 that we placed to the right, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. From this bottom right diagonal, place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. We're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. So do another bottom right diagonal. We're then going to do another bottom right diagonal. And from this bottom right diagonal, we're going to place 1 underneath. We're then going to place 1 to the right, just like so. As you can see, that 1 we just placed to the right connects just on top of this up left diagonal that was in this area that we did earlier. But from this one that we just placed to the right, we're going to go on top of it, and so we're going to place 4 going on top. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're then going to do an up left diagonal from here, and from this up left diagonal, we're going to place 1 on top, just like so. Then do another up left diagonal, and from this up left diagonal, we're going to place 5 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then do a bottom left diagonal from here. And as you can see, this bottom left diagonal just connects in a bottom left diagonal direction to this one that we're sticking up here. And once we have done this, we're going to zoom out because we're doing that little part there. So once we have done that, we are going to fly to that one that I said we'll come back to. That's sticking underneath that 5 right there on the end. So fly back to here. Once we have flown back to this one that's sticking underneath here, we're going to place another 1 going underneath from here. So place 1 underneath, just like so. From this one that we just placed underneath, we're going to place 4 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're then going to do a bottom right diagonal. From this bottom right diagonal, place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal. From this bottom left diagonal, place 1 underneath. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals from here, so 1 and 2. As from the second one, we're going to place 3 to the left. So 1, 2, and 3. But I'm going to do an up left diagonal from here. From this up left diagonal, we're going to place 1 on top. But I'm going to place 1 to the left. But I'm going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And then we're going to fly back up in an upright diagonal direction. So back up to here where we just did the bottom left diagonal from. Once we've flown back up to here, we're going to place 1 on top of here. We're then going to place 1 to the right, and then we're going to place 2 on top, so 1 and 2, and then finally but not least, do an upright diagonal, and as you can see, this upright diagonal connects in a upright diagonal direction to the left corner of these 2 that we're going down, with the 4 to the right of it, just like so. So I'll zoom out so you can see it. As you can see, that's what we should be looking like right there, and once we have done that little point, we're going to fly to that bottom left diagonal that we did right there, so flying towards here. Once we have flown to this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 1 underneath, just like so. We're then going to do another bottom left diagonal from here, and from this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2. We're then going to do another bottom left diagonal, and from this bottom left diagonal, place 1 underneath, just like so. We're then going to do another bottom left diagonal from here, and from this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2. We're then going to do another bottom left diagonal, and from this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 2 underneath as well, so 1 and 2. Then do another bottom left diagonal. This time we're going to place 1 underneath, just like so. We're then going to do another bottom left diagonal, and this time we're going to place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2. Then do another bottom left diagonal, and from this bottom left diagonal, place 1 underneath. Then do another bottom left diagonal, and from this bottom left diagonal, place 3 going underneath, so 1, 2, and 3, and as you can see, that 3 that we just placed underneath connects in a bottom left diagonal direction to this upright diagonal that we did from that right corner there. So we're not quite done yet though, there is still one more part to do, and we are going to fly to that one sticking out to the right there. So flying towards this one that's sticking out to the right of this line that we just connected to. So once we have flown to here, we're going to place another 2 going to the right from here, so 1 and 2. We're then going to do another upright diagonal. From this upright diagonal, place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. Then do another upright diagonal from here. And from this upright diagonal, we're going to place 8 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And as you can see, this bottom right diagonal just connects to this other up left diagonal that we did from this corner here. And it should look like two bottom right diagonals connecting to this line here, where there's a 3 gap underneath the very bottom diagonal. So 1, 2, and 3. And as you can see, we've got 3 underneath. We don't need those there, just to show that it's 3. And once we have done this, we are going to zoom out, because that is everything done right there in this little area. But we aren't quite done yet, because that will be too short of a video. So we've got more areas that we can complete. So without further ado, once we have zoomed out so we can see everything in place, we're going to be starting off on the next area. And we're going to be finally coming back to this very one that's sticking up here on the left hand side. So as you can see where the fist is, we did that point of interest earlier on. And we want to be flying to that one sticking up there. So we're going to fly up to it. Now I'm going to place a gold block just for those that didn't get where we are going to be going off. We are going to be going off that area right there, as you can see. So flying towards here. And don't break the black concrete like I did. And once you have flown back to this one sticking up here, we are going to start off by placing 11 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We're then going to do an upright diagonal from here. And from this upright diagonal, place 3 on top. So 1, 2, and 3. Then do another upright diagonal. And from this upright diagonal, place 3 on top. So 1, 2, and 3. And once we have placed this 3 on top right here, what we're going to do is we're going to take out our gold block. And we're going to place 5 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're then going to take out our black concrete. We're then going to place 1 to the right of it. We're then going to place 1 underneath. We're then going to place 1 to the left. Then flying to the right by 1, so back to here. And we're going to place 1 to the right, just like so. And then fly back into the left by 1. So we're back into the middle right here. Once we're back in the middle, we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1 and 2. Then we're going to place 1 to the right. And fly back into the left by 1, so back to the middle here. And we're going to place 2 underneath here, so 1 and 2. We're then going to place 1 to the left. And fly back into the right by 1, so back into the middle again. And this time we're going to place 4 underneath, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're then going to place 1 to the left, and fly back into the right by 1 again, so back to here. Place 1 underneath here, and then place 1 to the right, just like so. Once we have done this, we are going to zoom out. So as you can see, we should be looking like that right there. So once we have done that, we are going to destroy those gold blocks, because we won't be needing those. So destroy these. And once we have destroyed these gold blocks, we want to be going back to that 3 that we placed on top here, which is 2 4s in total in the right diagonal direction, as you can see. And we want to fly back to the end one here. Once we have flown back towards this end one here, we are going to do an upright diagonal from here. From this upright diagonal, place 1 on top, just like so. Then do another upright diagonal. And from this upright diagonal, place 1 on top. We're then going to do 4 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And from this 4th one, what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 on top. We're then going to place 1 to the right, and flying to the left. Once we've flown towards the left, we're going to place 2 on top, so 1 and 2. We're then going to fly back to the one sticking out to the right here. So basically we'll be connecting back up to there when we go over from here to there. So flying back to this one sticking out to the right first, we're going to place another one going to the right from here. We're then going to do an upright diagonal. From this upright diagonal, place 1 to the right, just like so. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so 1 and 2. From the second upright diagonal, place 1 to the right, just like so. Then do another upright diagonal from here. And from this upright diagonal, place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. Then do another upright diagonal. And from this upright diagonal, place 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 underneath here. And then we're going to fly up by 1 again, so back up to here. And we're going to place 3 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do an upright diagonal. And then from this upright diagonal, we're going to do a up left diagonal. Place 2 going to the left. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to do another up left diagonal from here. From this up left diagonal, we're going to place 4 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And place 1 on top. And fly down by 1. So back to here in this left corner. And we're going to place 1 to the left of here, just like so. Then do a bottom left diagonal. From this bottom left diagonal, place 2 to the left. So 1 and 2. Then do another bottom left diagonal from here. And from this bottom left diagonal, place 1 to the left, just like so. And do 2 bottom left diagonals. So 1 and 2, which we're struggling to get that. There we go, we got it. From the second one, place 1 to the left. Now finally but not least, do another bottom left diagonal. And as you can see, that bottom left diagonal just connects in a bottom left diagonal direction to that 2 that's sticking up that I said we connect back to. Once we have done this little area though, we are going to fly to the one sticking underneath to finish the rest of today's tutorial, so we can complete that last one sticking up from these areas down here. So, flying back to this one that is underneath right here, we are going to do 3 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. From this third one, we're going to place 3 going underneath. So 1, 2, and 3. We're then going to do another bottom left diagonal from here. From this bottom left diagonal, place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2. And then do another bottom left diagonal from here. And then from this bottom left diagonal, place 4 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then do another bottom left diagonal. And from this bottom left diagonal, place 5 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then do another bottom left diagonal from here. And from this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 9 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And as you can see, this 9th one just connects to this one that we're sticking up here. And now we can zoom out and have a full look at what we've done today. And that is going to be the end of today, as you can see. And that's what we have done in Naruto so far. So we're not going to fully zoom out to see Sasuke. If you want to, you can do that. I'm not going to do that though, because I'm just showing you what we're doing here today. So as you can see, that is everything we have done today. So we've done the scroll, we've done a bit of the jacket again, and now we're doing like the fluffy bit at the top, up to there, which we're probably going to need snow for the next tutorial. But again, I'll say that when we get to that. But without further ado, that is the end of today's video. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe as well, because that'd be much appreciated. And without further ado, I shall see you in the next one. So goodbye, enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out.